Hello and welcome to your deep rest practice. This is going to be a yin yoga and yoga nidra class. So yin yoga is a deeply relaxing practice in which we soften and rest in different stretches. And then the yoga nidra at the end is a guided relaxation. So you'll listen to the sound of my voice while laying down, and hopefully this will help you to settle into a state of deep relaxation. All you need for this practice is a blanket and a kind of cushion. So if you have a yoga bolster, that's great. If not, then a couple of bedroom pillows would work really well. So slightly longer cushions that you can stack one on top of the other. Then create some space, try and find an environment where you won't be distracted so you can focus on just switching off and just focusing on yourself for a little while. And then we'll begin. So we're going to come into a supported version of child's pose to begin. So grab your blanket and bring it across the center of your mat so that your knees can be cushioned. Take your knees as wide as your mat and bring your big toes together and sit back to your heels. Then grab your cushions and bring them in front of you lengthways, leaving just a little bit of space between the bottom of the cushion and your tummy. And then still sitting your hips onto your heels, just take your hands forwards, walk the hands out, bring the cushions in so that they're just under your chest, and then turn your head to one side. And get comfy here, so if you need to move your knees or ankles, if you need to give your ankles a bit of cushioning, you could move the blanket under your ankles instead. And as we're going to be staying here for a little while, it is worth making sure that you are really comfy. So if your cushion or bolster is pressing against your tummy, just push it a little further away so your tummy has space to breathe. And take your elbows a little wider, softening the elbows to the ground. And if you haven't already, you might like to close your eyes now. And take a nice long breath in through your nose. Let it out slowly through your mouth. Do that again, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Relaxing into this position. And something to be aware of here is noticing which way you've turned your head. You'll probably find that the way you've turned your head is the side of your neck that's a bit more flexible. So try turning your head to face the opposite way and see what that feels like. You'll possibly find that that way is a little bit tighter in your neck. So that might be the side of your neck that would benefit more from this stretch. Try and relax around your eyes and your forehead. Loosen your jaw. And give yourself permission to really enjoy this time of stillness. The practice of yin yoga invites us to slow down, to step away from the noise and the busyness of our daily lives and to just be for a while. And that can be quite challenging, being slow, being completely with your thoughts without distraction. So if you do feel distracted or if you're finding it hard at any point throughout this practice that we share together, just know that you're not doing anything wrong. Know that it's quite normal to find it hard, particularly to find it mentally challenging to switch off. But be patient with yourself and know that this is a practice. Slowing down and unwinding is
a skill that we can practice. And that's what we're here to do in this video today. Just taking a few more breaths in this position, and then we'll be moving on to something else. Now, as I said, we're practicing slowing down, so there's no rush as we move into the next posture. Try and take these transitions nice and slowly. Walk your hands in, press your hands into the ground to help you lift, and come up to sit. And just push the bolster out away from you, and then come round to sit with your legs open wide. So you could turn round if you've got more space, sort of taking the legs out this way, or if you've got space in the direction that you were already sitting, stay there. Again, the blanket under the hips can be quite nice here for a bit of extra padding. And then bring the bolster just round behind you, so it's just resting against your lower back. Now bring your left foot in towards your body and keep the right leg open. And then just rest your arms on top of your legs, or rest your hands like this. Relax your shoulders down and drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Not lifting the shoulders, keeping them nice and relaxed, but just dropping your right ear over, creating a lengthening, a stretching along this left side of your neck. Take a slow breath in. A slow breath out. And we're moving into a side stretch, so let your right hand slide along your right leg and just lean over, and then take your left hand straight up towards the ceiling. Imagine it's being pulled up by a piece of string, keeping your head nice and heavy. Just take a few breaths here with the arm lifted. If it feels a little too intense, just come back up slightly like this. And find a point where the intensity of the stretch is fairly comfortable. You may be feeling this around your shoulder, through your lower back, through your neck, and along the inside of this leg. Now take another breath here. And then let your arm come down to rest. Staying in this side stretch for a little longer, but just dangling the left arm down by your side, or maybe resting the hand just on the cushion behind your back. If you feel comfortable with your eyes closed, then I invite you to close them now. And let your head get even heavier. Pausing in this shape as we open up around the lower back, around the hips, as we stretch along the side of the body and the side of the neck. Try to relax around your jaw. It might help to separate your top and bottom rows of teeth, and to let your tongue drop down away from the roof of your mouth. As time goes on, you may feel yourself sinking into the pose a little bit more, but equally if it starts to get too intense, then you can lift yourself up slightly and just reduce the intensity of the stretch. We're staying for a few more breaths here. And now take your time as you start to lift back up. Tuck your chin slightly in towards your chest. Come all the way up to sit.
And stretch the legs out. Just take a moment there to pause, to notice any sensations, to breathe. And when you're ready, we'll go to the other side. So we'll bend the right knee and bring the right foot in towards the body. Left leg stays open to the side. And sitting fairly tall through the spine, relax your shoulders down and let your left ear drop towards your left shoulder. And you may find that one side of the neck is a little tighter than the other, so just, again, be patient in giving your muscles and connective tissues a little bit of time to loosen, to release. So let the head get a little heavier, shoulders still relaxing. A deep breath in and out. And then let the left hand slide along the left leg, leaning over to the left. And let your head get even heavier. Take your right hand straight up towards the ceiling. Let your head go even more if you can. Release your jaw, relax your forehead. And then keeping the rest of the body in this side stretch, just let your right arm come down now to rest. And again, it could rest just down by your side, or it could come with a hand resting on top of the cushion behind you. And that might help to just keep the intensity in the neck stretch. Now try to soften in this shape. So your arm that's resting on top of your leg, let that arm get really heavy, let the elbow bend. Let your head become even heavier. And if it feels too intense, lift yourself up slightly. Find a gentler sensation to stay with. In Yin Yoga, we're always looking to find a soft edge. So that means going to a point where you can feel a stretch, but it's at an intensity level that you can manage, that's relatively comfortable. So if you go to your absolute maximum stretch, that would be your hard edge, and that would be quite challenging to stay with and would probably result in the rest of your body tightening up. So just going to your soft edge. Last few breaths here. And then take it nice and slowly as you lift back up, tucking your chin slightly in towards your chest and gradually rolling up to sit. Take your hands just behind you so you can lean back and straighten your legs out in front. Again, pause for a moment with your eyes closed and notice what you feel. And when you feel ready, open your eyes. I'm going to come to the ground next, so just move your blanket out of the way. And bring your cushion or your bolster down to the bottom of your mat over on the right side. And have it lengthways so it's in the same orientation as your yoga mat. Then we're coming down to lay on the right side of the body. So facing towards the right, take your right arm out just in front of you like this, and then bring the cushion in so that you can rest your left knee onto the cushion.
So we're laying on the right side and bringing this top left leg up and over onto the cushion. And ideally we want the knee to be sort of at about 90 degrees to the hip, with the knee cushioned and maybe the ankle cushioned as well. And then start to reach this right hand a little further away from you so that you turn your chest to look up towards the ceiling. Shuffling around almost onto your shoulder blades, coming into a spinal twist. And then your left hand, you can start with it just resting on top of your body like this, and let your left shoulder start to drop back. If you've got the flexibility, you could take that left arm all the way out with the palm facing up. But if that feels a little bit tight around the shoulder, bring the arm in a bit closer, let it drop down just behind you. And if that feels a little too much, bring it back to where we started, with the arm resting on top of the body. And make any adjustments you need to make to get comfortable here. Try and rest your shoulders, rest your arms. Now taking a final breath in this twisting posture. And then from here, just roll onto your back, shuffling over to the center of your mat. Bring the soles of the feet to the ground with the knees bent, and let your back rest against the ground. Taking a few moments to recover. Now move your cushion over to the left side of the mat, and we'll take that twist the other way. So now come to lay on your left side, roll all the way over onto your left side, straightening your left arm out in front of you, and then bring the cushion under your right knee. So your top leg, your right leg comes up and over onto the cushion. And take your time to set the cushion up in a way that the knee is completely supported and the knee is roughly 90 degrees from the hip. And then reaching the left fingertips a bit further away from you, start to turn your chest to look up towards the ceiling, shuffling onto your shoulder blades as much as you can. Start with the right arm just resting on top of your chest or rib cage. And then see how flexible you are on this side. So it may be that your right arm can open all the way out with the palm facing up. If that's a little too much on your shoulder, maybe it could rest just behind you like this. Or a little bit less would be to bring the arm back and rest it on top of your chest or rib cage. So take a little time to find where you want to be. And then try and soften into this shape.
breath here. And then slowly rolling onto your back and shuffling over to the center of your mat. Now hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze as you draw the knees in. And then release and let your feet drop back to the ground. Now bring your bolster or your cushions around so they're the opposite way across your mat so that you can rest your legs over them as we come into Shavasana, corpse pose. So the cushions are supporting the knees. We have a little space between the feet. And you could use your blanket now to cover over your body to keep you warm and to make you feel a bit more cozy. And take your time to get settled here. If you want to grab a cushion for your head, you could do that too, as we're coming into our Yoga Nidra practice. So rest your arms down by the sides of your body with the palms facing up and shuffle your shoulder blades down, tucking them underneath you, drawing your shoulders away from your ears. And make any other adjustments, moving hair, clothing, blanket, until you feel completely at ease. I'm going to guide you through a Yoga Nidra practice. In this practice, all you have to do is listen to the sound of my voice. You don't need to move. In fact, I encourage you to try and remain still throughout the practice. If you drift off and fall asleep, that's okay. Whenever you wake up, just tune back into the sound of my voice again. Now feel your body resting on your mat, the support of the ground underneath you, the cushion under your knees, and the blanket on top of you. Let go of any tension through the muscles in your face and your jaw, softening all of your facial features. And feel a wave of heaviness coming over your body as you give your body complete permission to be at rest. I'm going to ask you to take your attention to different parts of your body. As you take your attention there, you don't need to move or do anything at all. Just simply become aware of that body part. Take your attention first of all to the very top of your head, the top of your skull. Becoming aware of that area. And then to the center of your forehead, between your eyebrows, your right eye and your left eye, your nose, your right cheek, your left cheek, your chin, your neck, your right shoulder, your right arm, your right hand, and all 5 fingers on your right hand. Take your awareness now to your left shoulder, your left arm, your left hand, and all 5 fingers of your left hand, your upper back, your lower back, your chest, and your abdomen. Take your attention to your right hip, your right leg, your right foot, and all 5 toes on your right foot. Your left hip, left leg, left foot, all 5 toes of your left foot. Now aware of the right side of your body and the left side of your body. Aware of your entire body resting on the ground. Take a deeper breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. And feel the slow release as the lungs empty. Without opening your eyes, just picture the room around you. Feel the ground underneath you. The blanket on top of you. Feel your body resting on your mat. And whenever you feel able to, just take a little wiggle of your fingers and your toes. Practice of Yoga Nidra can take us into a deeper level of consciousness. So it may take some time to feel as if you can move your body again. So don't rush, just enjoy this feeling of peace and heaviness. And whenever you feel ready to take bigger movements, you could stretch out your arms, stretch out your legs, and take a little time to wake yourself up again. I'm going to leave you there to enjoy this peaceful feeling. Take as long as you need, don't rush. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day, or sleep well if you're going to bed now. And I hope to see you in another practice very soon. Thank you.